Late at night in Nevada, solo van lifer Diana from the channel Wanderlust Diana pulled into what she thought was a safe place to rest. After days of exhaustion, cold weather, and broken sleep, she just needed one quiet night inside her SUV.
By himself, I found out.
Please like and subscribe to the channel for more great videos. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. The sun is coming in. Oh, what time is it? I pulled into Las Vegas last night, and I said it was still around. It was not really, it was in the 40s. 40.
Earlier, she had already been shaken, woken up by aggressive knocking, blinding flashlights, and security demanding she leave. Casinos weren't safe. Parking garages weren't safe. Still, she pressed on, trying to stay calm and practical.
At 5 p.m., and next thing I know, I was out. Completely. I was out. And all of a sudden, I heard bam, 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 bam. The securities were knocking crazy at my window. Open the door. Open the window. Open the window. I was like, oh my God. And flashlights were shining in on me. One on the passenger side and one on the driver's side. Because I didn't put up, I didn't put up any blackout shades. All I did was put this curtain like I did. So my windows were exposed. And I heard, open the window, open the window. So anyway, it took me a while, to get my...
But then the situation turned darker. As Diana organized her car, a man approached. He lingered, watched, then started asking questions. Was she staying the night? Did she want crystals? Illegal substances? His car circled the area again and again. When she refused, he didn't leave. He stayed back, observing.
I think this is his regular spot where he, introduced illegal substance. So he's asking me, like, if I want to, get any illegal substance, like crystals and stuff like that. So I'm like, no, man, I don't do this kind of stuff. And yeah, so he was here talking. So he heard my accent. And he's like, man, you Caribbean and stuff like that. So I said, yeah, I'm from Jamaica.
Diana realized something was wrong. This wasn't just one person. Someone else was watching from a distance. She was alone. A woman, trapped inside her vehicle with nowhere truly safe.
So that's the guy. That's the car. I'm not sure if you can see him. But yeah, that's the car. He's just hanging around trying to sell me illegal substance. Just watching me. That's him right there. Guys, just be careful in these little towns. Not because you think it's a little town.
She didn't wait for it to escalate. She packed up, left immediately, and drove nearly an hour away to safety.
Might look stupid, but I'm not dumb. Trust me. Yeah, guys, so that's my setup. I'm sorry I can't show you like that because I gotta go. I have to leave this area because he left, but he's...
I'm so tired of this system. They won't let us rest even in our own vehicle. August 2025, deep in the forests of Karelia, a solo camper from the channel The Muscovite set up her tent for the night, documenting what was meant to be a peaceful outdoor escape. She was new to camping, nervous but excited, carefully pitching her tent, arranging fairy lights, and laughing off small mistakes as darkness crept in. As evening settled, the forest grew unnervingly quiet. Then came the sounds, heavy movement in the distance, low rustling that didn't stop. She paused mid-sentence. "That sounded like a bear," she whispered. A quick search confirmed it. Brown bears lived in these woods.
Some cars. And I think I heard a bear. We're in the forest in Carrera, and I googled it. We do have bears here. Brown bears. It's not grizzly, I think, but still. And I'm not sure what this sound was, but it really sounded like a bear. You hear that? And you know, bears, they are not afraid of lights or... What is this noise? I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. Molly is making herself comfortable. Okay. I don't think I have any food here. I mean, everything is...
Her dog Molly suddenly froze, then barked, staring into the trees. That's when she saw them. Two green eyes reflecting back from the darkness. Low to the ground, unmoving, watching. Panic set in. She dragged Molly inside, grabbed pots to make noise, and blocked the tent opening with plastic containers. The noises continued, footsteps, slow and deliberate, circling just beyond the thin fabric.
I was just packing up all the stuff from outside, and Molly was sitting somewhere near, and all of a sudden she started barking, like she was staring somewhere and she was barking. I mean, she does it sometimes, so I didn't really pay attention to it, but then I looked the way she was looking at, and I saw two green eyes, Oh my God. So I took her here closer, and I took this, my pot and my cutleries to make noise in case, because, well, if it's a bear, that I really doubt.
Later, while walking the road, she encountered something else. A massive black snake crossing her path. Another reminder she was not alone.
Oh my God. Stój. I was just in the forest. Whew, and I heard, some noise. I saw a big snake. Like big black snake. So on this road, I saw the snake. Brr. No wonder that it's closed. Now I'm walking on this road.
By morning, she admitted the truth. Nature doesn't care how prepared you think you are, and the night belongs to what you can't see. Mid-October 2023, on a stormy forestry road between Port Angeles and Forks, Washington, van lifer Amanda from the Channel Tideline Toll Pine pulled off just before dark. Rain hammered the trees, wind rocked the van, and with editing behind schedule, she decided to settle in for the night.
Port Angeles and Forks, Washington. I drove a couple of miles down the forest road and found a spot to tuck in just before dark. I got settled in with Frank and I had dinner, and I was hanging out in my van reading iOverlander reviews from...
Dinner was simple. The van was locked down. Her dog, Frank, lay calm beside her as she scrolled campsite reviews. Then she read a warning. Reports of vandalism, threats, and roaming bandits targeting solo women along these forest roads. She tried to dismiss it. The weather was awful. It was late. Surely no one would be out there.
Across this review. there's a moderator note that says, warning, exclamation mark, thefts and vandalism reported in this area. Please use caution. So I read further. And I read, big warning here. A close friend, who is the only licensed mortician in the county, implored me to stay away from the Forest Service roads, as both Port Angeles and Forks are heavily impacted by drugs. Apparently, there are roving bands of junkies who predate upon boondockers. If you are a solo woman, which I am, I beg you to stay away. And
Hours passed. Darkness deepened. She watched a downloaded true crime video, and the moment it ended, something scraped violently along her van door. Not a tap, not a long, dragging scratches.
And so I watched this video, Jack the Ripper, and the video ends, and I hear this horrible scratching noise from what sounds like the side of my door, and I am freaked. Before the noise can even fully end, I just yell, "What are you doing?" Like this deep roar, guttural, trying to sound as mean and scary as possible. Why I yelled, "What are you doing?" I don't know. That's just what came out of me. And right after I finished yelling that, I turned off the light in my van so it was dark in here, so anything out.
She screamed into the dark, killed the lights, grabbed bear spray and a knife, heart slamming as she listened. Nothing moved. No footsteps, no voices, just rain.
I couldn't see in, and I quickly grabbed my bear mace and a knife. A big knife, okay? And my bear spray, which is the extra large can for grizzly bears. And I'm sitting here in the dark, heart pounding.
She didn't step outside until morning. No branches, no marks, no explanation. August 2025, parked behind a Cracker Barrel in Cass County, Missouri, van lifer Bunny Plaisir found herself trapped in a situation she couldn't drive away from. Severe storms were rolling across the entire state, and tornado watches stretched well into the night.
My goal was to make it a little bit outside of the Kansas City area to a safe place so that I wouldn't get slammed by storms. And well, joke's on me. I worked for a longer amount of time than I probably should have, and because of that, now south it is not safe. There is a physical rotation started south of the city a little bit. So I'm in the Belton area, and
She'd planned carefully, calling ahead, confirming it was safe to stay, parking where the building might block the wind. As lightning flashed and thunder cracked overhead, she heated up tacos, trying to stay calm while tracking storm maps and emergency alerts.
I thought, in the meantime, I'm gonna go eat or grab something in the morning from Cracker Barrel. So I had these tacos I needed to eat tonight. So I'm putting them together, and then I'm gonna start up the Hot Logic. I know it's gonna take a little bit longer than the Road Pro would, but they just need to be warmed. I should be fine. This gives me time to kind of settle in and be able to watch some more news, because it's gonna take about an hour probably for these to heat up. So I'm okay with that. In the meantime, I'm just kind of watching out my window.
But the wind kept shifting. The van rocked. Gusts slammed into the side panels hard enough to make her feel them push the vehicle forward.
The wind speeds have now intensified from 60 to 70 miles per hour. Right now, I'm experiencing 32 mile per hour gusts. And now that things have kind of shifted, I actually feel them thrust forward in the van. So I'm still debating on if I want to move or redirection. I just don't know. This is the bad thing about being in a vehicle sometimes. Okay, I went inside. I talked to them a little bit. They did mention that parking behind the building, even though it blocks a lot of the wind, might not be the best thing, because that center section right there, they typically don't want people parking there because the cops will...
Outside, poles loomed. Inside, anxiety climbed. She debated moving, then debated again. Leaving meant driving straight into the storm. Staying meant riding it out blind.
That might not be good. If lightning were to strike it, it would just rain down on my van, but also if it were to get knocked over, it would fall onto my van. I looked over there by the dumpster area. The issue is there's another pole over there. All the poles are on the outer rim, so I'm trying to figure out where to park because I am just trying to avoid the storm, and I also don't want...
At one point, a siren cut through the night. Tornado? Police? Someone knocking? She scanned every window. Nothing. No voices, no movement, just the storm and the unsettling realization that help might not reach her in time if things went wrong.
Chilling a little bit, but I heard some kind of like siren sound, and at first I thought, oh no, it's like a tornado siren, but it sounded more like a police officer, and so I was like, okay. And after the guy was like, don't park too close to the building, they might come out and knock on your window, I was like, oh, maybe that's what they're doing. It's just, hey, we see you. I've never had that happen at a Cracker Barrel before, but again, I understand, especially in cities and stuff like that that have a different kind of crime rate. Sometimes they're a bit more cautious, totally understandably so. So I peeked out.
By morning, she'd survived, shaken, exhausted, grateful.
This was probably one of the more scary days of van life, because everywhere I could have gone, I was going to encounter pretty gnarly storms. So I am okay. I am okay, and I'm thankful for this.
If you ever had to take cover, and that means leaving your van, go in a 24 restaurant, gas station, library, hotel lobby, rest stop act. Summer 2022, traveling alone through the deserts of California and Arizona, van life creator Montana Dana set out to find quiet camps, open land, and a sense of freedom on the road. What she found instead was something far more unsettling.
All that good energy today.
Good morning from La Quinta, California today. I spent the weekend with my Aunt Debbie and Uncle Ray, and now I'm just getting ready to take off. There's 4 things I have to do before I take off. Take down the ukulele, the mirror, make sure I latch the desk, and make sure I lasso my armoire, which I always forget to do, and it becomes a disaster. I've been traveling for about 25 days now, but I haven't really been van lifing because I've been...
It started small, lingering stares at gas stations, men watching too closely, one waving her down, another circling back. Each time she brushed it off and kept moving. She cooked simple meals, filmed her journey, tried to stay positive.
And I've been doing get the gist.
But the pattern wouldn't stop. At a farmer's market, a man yelled and whistled at her while she filmed flowers. The day before, another stranger pulled a blade to protect her. A man in a semi-truck lingered too long. Every stop felt watched. Every parking lot felt wrong.
Yesterday when I was filming, a guy drove by 3 times, left me his card, whatever. But then another guy, to come protect me, like pulled out a blade. He's like, you okay? I'm like, not really, you have a blade out. It's so fucking annoying. I just want to like live in peace and not have to deal with creepy individuals. Anyway, it's the middle of the day. I'm at a freaking farm. Like, don't hoot and holler and wave me down. Go watch porn. I don't know what you need to do, but don't bother me. Okay. Creepy guy's at the gas station. He's not coming over. Good choice, creepy guy. Good choice.
Driving alone through sketchy towns, Dana admitted she was scared, afraid to hike, afraid to stop, afraid someone might be waiting when she returned to her van. Even in daylight, the tension never left.
A little dirt don't hurt. Cut to me shitting my brains out later. No, but seriously, where is the creep magnet in this van? Because I need to have it removed. There is a guy literally yelling at me and waving. Yeah, you see this? Go fuck yourself. He's like waving for me to go over there. I'm taking pictures of flowers, you dumb fuck. Does that ever work for that guy? Like, does he wave a girl down on the street? Like, literally, you're gonna turn around and come over here and bother me, dude. Seriously? No, guys, don't do that. So fucking annoying. I didn't even acknowledge him. I heard someone whistling and hollering and hooting and...
Nothing supernatural happened that night, and that's what made it worse. Because the threat wasn't a creature in the dark. It was people who knew she was alone. Girl, you need to go get you a firearm for protection. Late one night in South Australia, Matt and Angie parked their van in what looked like a quiet town street, planning to sleep and move on by morning. Nothing remote, nothing wild, just asphalt, streetlights, and a false sense of safety.
Oh, just to double check that they'll have someone there. Please note your local police station is currently unattended.
This is insane. This is insane to me. So yesterday night we were parked in this little town here in South Australia, and
As they drifted off, the night exploded. A group of men surrounded the van. One of them climbed onto the roof, stomping above their heads while another stood back filming and laughing. Angie screamed. The man jumped down and ran.
So yesterday night we were parked in this little town here in South Australia, and a group of guys came by the van, and one of them jumped on our van on the rooftop while we were falling asleep. So it was traumatizing. We were screaming at him, and another guy was taking pictures and videos of him, and they were laughing, and then he jumped off the van and ran away while we were still screaming at him. So it was kind of terrifying, as I said, and we didn't like that, absolutely. But we thought it was just some kids, some random guys having no fun and having to do dumb things. But then, 30 minutes later, they came back, just two of them, and while still one was taking videos, pictures, whatever, the other one jumped back on the van, on the rooftop, and he pulled his trousers down.
30 minutes later, they came back. This time, only two. One filmed again while the other climbed onto the roof, pulled his trousers down, and exposed himself through the skylight. Laughing, mocking, violating their space while they were trapped inside, frozen with fear.
I cannot think about it without crying. And without feeling, I don't know, violated, oppressed, disgusted. My mind kept going in that moment when he threw his pants down and show us his things and put on our skylight. And so I'm just not feeling really good emotionally right now.
Please note your local police station is currently unattended. If your call is an emergency, please...
Shaking, they drove to the nearest police station closed. They called. Too late, they were told. Try again if it happens again.
Okay, no. Right now, the police station, we were told today is going to be opened in Millicent, is unattended. So it's probably closed. And I'd say we can try again later on today. I don't know. This is insane. This is insane to me. How is that possible? I cannot deal with this.
Morning came, but no relief. More police stations, more closed doors. Eventually, they drove over 130 kilometers just to file a report.
We called multiple times the nearest police station that should have been open, but they never answered back. So right now we are driving for 80 kilometers, something like that.
130 actually.
Oh, wow. 130 kilometers to reach the first police station that should be open 24 hours. Is actually a pity that we have to drive over 100 kilometers to talk with the police. But right now I wanna enjoy this road in the amazing Australia and maybe playing a little bit with Matt.
Yes! I also want to snack a little bit because it's 4:13 and...
Angie broke down on camera. She couldn't stop replaying the moment. The laughter, the exposure, the feeling of being hunted. This wasn't the wilderness. This was worse. OMG, don't let those idiots put you off the rest of your travel adventures. Stay strong.